and I now invite Mr. Srirag to lead the session and share his insights. Over to you, Srirag.
Thanks, Resmi, for that warm welcome. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Let me share my screen. I hope you can see my screen right now. Uh, Today, I will be going to take a session on responsible and explainable AI, and I will be giving you an idea about how to make the AI systems more deploying or creating AI systems in more responsible manner. And I will be also explaining some of the techniques which can be used for identifying how a particular model has made a prediction. And so let's start with the agenda. And the topics which I will be going to cover today is, as I told, responsible and explainable AI. In the responsible AI part, I will be going to cover the core principles of responsible AI, which are of seven. We'll be covering that, and the next one is rules and some of the rules and regulations which governing the AI systems. Then the challenges in bias and privacy, and the other one is guardrails, which can be used for setting boundaries for the AI systems for the responsible AI part. And the next one is trustworthy AI. We do have two interpretable AI and explainable AI. I'll be going to cover how to understand why a model has predicted a particular thing, particular output, and all. And we do have some of the frameworks and tools which can be used for identifying that, and I'll be going to cover that also, and some of the case studies for real world case studies or interpretability is really required. And I will be going to give an idea about some of the future trends which can be available in the coming years. So let's begin with the introduction to responsible AI. Uh, you all of you may have seen some news with respect to the responsible AI violations. The one which I could point out is Amazon's recruitment tool, which has showed bias against women employees. The tool was only shortlisting men employees rather than women. That was due to a issue with the AI system which they have developed, and that's one of the real world example which I could say for responsible AI. And response in simple words, we could say that responsible AI is practice of designing, developing and deploying artificial intelligence systems in such a way that they are ethical, transparent, fair, and accountable by ensuring that the AI benefits society and avoids causing any harm to the human beings underneath it. And for responsible AI, we could involve which integrate privacy principles like data minimization, transparency, fairness and all into the AI systems. And the next will be the why we need responsible and explainable AI things. And one thing some of the things which we could say that why the responsible AI is important is rapid AI. Or the first one is rapid AI adoption and impact. The AI systems are now being used widely and adopted by many peoples, and we should make such rules that the AI systems are developed in such a manner that it should value each and every person's ethics and each and every person's privacy and all. So we should introduce responsible AI things for as we are rapidly adopting the AI systems. And the next one will be some of the real world incidents, something which I've told, like the Amazon's recruitment tool had shown bias against women employees. So for avoiding such scenarios, we should do some checks before deploying any kind of AI systems to the society. And the next one is ethical and social implications. The AI systems can actually reinforce inequality or displace workers or violate any privacies. And we should introduce like responsible AI so that it ensures that it mitigates the risk by addressing any kind of fairness or safety or social equality things. The next is public trust and accountability. Without any kind of transparency on why that particular model has predicted any results, people are going to distrust the AI systems. So once we introduces those things, we could give more trust. We will be the society is going to trust the AI systems in more such more manner. And the one another is aligning with human values. The AI system should respect fundamental rights such as dignity, freedom, fairness, and inclusion, which aligns with the responsible AI things. And some of the critical imperatives with respect to these are risk mitigation, which identifies and reduces risk like algorithmic bias, unfair treatments, or safety failures before deployment of the AI systems. And the next one is regulatory compliance. As I've told, we do have some sort of rules and regulations with respect to the AI systems, something like GDPR or Indian IT Act or European IT Act or something like that. So once we do the AI, deploy the AI systems in a responsible manner, we could ensure that the AI systems are regulatory to those complaints. And the other one is trust building, which I've told something similar to that, like public trust and accountability thing. Once we clear the idea about how an AI system, why an AI system made a particular prediction, the people are going to trust the AI systems more such manner. And last one is innovation enablement. Once the responsible AI is actually not a barrier to any kind of innovations, it's an enabler. Ethical AI practices. Uh, if we are following the ethical AI practices and ensuring long-term uh, viability and public acceptance of the AI system, which could stand as a motivation to the uh, developers or the creators of the AI systems for finding the new innovations. So let's start with the core principles of responsible AI, which are of seven: fairness, reliability and safety, inclusiveness, privacy and security, accountability, transparency, and human centric. These are some of the seven fundamental principles which could tells about how an AI ethical AI system can be developed. Once we follow all these principles, we could ensure that our AI systems are ethical and it can be deployed to the human beings and it satisfies the any rules and regulations which presents as of now. So let's start with the fairness first. Fairness, which tells that the AI system should treat all the individuals and all the groups equally without any kind of discrimination or bias based on any protected characteristics, something like any gender or race or anything like that. And some of the key components with respect to fairness are like non-discrimination in decision making, which tells that the AI systems must not favor or penalize individuals based on any sensitive attributes like gender or ethnicity. And the next one is equal treatment across demographic. Uh, Whether that particular user is accessing the system from any geographical area or any time or any hardware, it should give a clear output for every prompt. And the next one is bias detection and mitigation, which which tells about the systematic scanning of the data and the model for any kind of bias, or then by using the techniques like reweighting or rebalancing or fairness to correct those mistakes, those discrepancies in the AI systems. And one of the last in the key components for the fairness is inclusive algorithmic design. We should build the models with diversity in mind, which means include several voices on underrepresented groups during the design and development and the testing phases, which says that we should create the AI systems in a manner that it should address all the peoples rather than going concentrating on any particular peop, uh, people of any gender or anything like that. And one of the real world violation which I could point out for the fairness principle was not addressed was the AI resume screening system by the Amazon, which had favored male applicants by downgrading the resumes of females, which had which was due to less training data for women, and they were reducing more training data for the male applicants. That's why the AI system has favored males rather than more women. And the impact due to this is women were systematically screened out due to gender bias in the training data. So let's go to the next one. It's reliability and safety. The reliability tells that the AI means that the AI system should produce consistent and accurate outputs over the time and in varied environments. For example, a particular user is trying to access the model from New York, whether the particular user is accessing the AI model from the New York or New Delhi or from in the morning or in the night or any kind of from any kind of hardware setups, it should generate like accurate and consistent output for every user. The next one is safety, which safety focuses on ensuring that the AI does not harm to cause any harm to the humans or the environment or to the society. It's about how preventing the accidents or mitigating any harmful side effects and managing unintended consequences. Which the main goal of safety is for building the AI systems that are fail safe, secure, and which are socially responsible. And some of the key requirements with respect to these are robust testing and validation. Uh, Before doing any kind of deployment of the AI systems which we have generated, we should do rigorous testing for ensuring the accuracy and the stability of the AI systems which we have developed. The next one is error handling and recovery. We should develop the systems in such a manner that it should manage the errors and recover the crashing without any issues. And the next one we could say is continuous monitoring. Uh, Once we have deployed AI systems, we should do continuous monitoring so that it could help us to catch any kind of new errors or any performance issues with respect to the AI systems. And then next one is security against any attacks. We should defend the AI from adversarial attacks or cyber threats so that we could ensure that the AI systems are more secure and it's working correctly. And the last one we could say is fail-safe mechanisms. We should include emergency shut-off switches or any kind of fallback procedures when the failures are occurring, so that we could ensure that the AI systems are working in any kind of manner. And one of the real world violation which I could point out for the real reliability and safety is the Tesla's autopilot crashes. At the initial stages of the Tesla cars, there were several crashes occurred when the autopilot has failed to detect obstacles and misinterpreted road signs, which had caused severe several accidents in New York and everywhere. And the violation with respect to that was lack of trainings given in the edge case scenarios, like in the road signs or for identifying the obstacles. And some of the implementations which we could do for uh, ensuring the reliability and safety are rigorous testing protocols, which tells that we should have a structured method to evaluate the performance under all possible scenarios. And the next is performance benchmark. We should define standard procedures for ensuring the safe working and for comparing the accuracy with respect to the industry norms. And the next one is risk assessment frameworks. This tells about some of the formal methods which can be used to identify and mitigate any possible failure points. Before doing any kind of deployments of the AI systems, we should do assessment within our corporate itself, so that uh, we could ensure that the AI system generated is satisfying some of the criteria which the AI systems, some of the edge case scenarios or something like that. Microsoft and many corporates do have these kind of assessment frameworks. And the next one is regular system audits, which similar to the continuous monitoring itself. We should do periodic review to ensure that ensure the continued compliance and performance of the AI systems. The last one we could say is human oversight mechanisms. We should, it's better to include any human in the loop of AI systems, so that the AI systems won't be making any kind of mistakes. We should, when we are introducing any humans to do any approvals or anything in this serious issues, we could ensure that the AI systems are working correctly. Once the human is approved, that then only the AI going to act towards that. And these are some of that for reliability and safety things. The next one is inclusiveness, which tells that the AI system should be accessible and beneficial to all the users, regardless of their background or any abilities or circumstances. Uh, which tells that the AI system should be accessible to anyone in the anyone from the culture, or anyone from the accessibility, or anyone from whichever the language or whichever the economy. And some of the key aspects with respect to inclusiveness is accessibility design, which tells that we should ensure that the user interface and the user experience um, used by the people with physical disabilities or sensory impairments. Like we should create the AI systems in and deploy it with a better user interface and user experience, so that every persons with any kind of disability or anyone can be used by this. Anyone can use these AI systems. And cultural sensitivity, when we are deploying and developing the AI system, we should design the systems in such a way that it can recognize and respect different cultures by avoiding stereotypes and offensive representations. And then other one is language diversity. We should support multiple languages and dialects, so that the users from different regions can interact with AI comfortably. And the fourth one is economic accessibility, which tells that the AI tools are actually not limited to any wealthy individuals or nations by considering hardware needs. It should be accessible to everyone in any kind of, like, there should be option for every person to access it. And the last one is disability accommodation. as I've told for the first one, we should include design features that adapts different physical or cognitive needs, something like voice control or sign language support in the AI systems. And some of the benefits with respect to implementing the inclusiveness are broader user adoption. When we are offering the AI systems in much better manner, we can yeah, expect more users to use the systems, and they will be welcomed, and they are going to start using the systems. And the next one is reduce the digital divide, which helps bridge the gap between empowered and undeserved populations, which tells about the systems which we have developed should be accessible and will be accessible to a person who are having technical knowledge and who are not having technical knowledge. Like anyone can be used that. And enhanced innovation, which tells about like when the more users are going to accept this our AI system, which could uh, give a motivation to the particular developer or the creators of the AI model to do some new innovations in their AI systems itself. And social equity, which supports the justice and fairness across the different communities. Market expansions, once we are getting more users uh, from the society, which going to give important improvement in the market expansion of the AI systems. And one of the real world violation with respect to inclusiveness, which I could figure out, is the Google Photos tagging incident happened on 2015, which their AI's Google Photos image recognition system is classified black peoples as gorillas, and that has been a deeply offensive and harmful error in their systems. And the violation with respect to that, this was happened due to poor data set diversity and inadequate checks on the model's classification logic for sensitive categories like race. And impact with respect to this was this incident has led to harmful racist and offensive outputs, which had destroyed the public trust in the AI, and which was exposing the risk of exclusionary data sets. And that's one for inclusiveness. We do have the next one is privacy and security. The privacy tells about the safeguarding personal information and ensuring the user control over their data usage and sharing. And the security, which tells about the implementing any kind of robust cyber security to protect the data, uh, protect against unauthorized access or data breaches or any kind of malicious attacks. Uh, and some of the key requirements with respect to these two are data minimization and purpose limitation. We should collect only the data which is really necessary for our particular purpose, and we should collect it in a clear with the user consent and everything. And the next one is encryption and secure storage, which tells about the encryption algorithms or how the data should be stored within our systems. Like we should introduce the encryption methods so that the data which we have is secure from any kind of malicious attacks. User consent and control. We should accept the data from the user by with their correct consent, and we should allow the users to manage their data preferences, which is easily, which tells about whether our data can be used for any kind of trainings or like that. And the last one we could say is regular security audits. We should continuously assess and update systems to handle any kind of new threats or vulnerabilities which could happen in the systems. And one of the real world violation with respect to this is with from the company named Clearview AI. Actually, they had collected over 3 billions of facial images from the internet without any user consent and sold those facial recognition services to the law enforcement service. The violation with respect to this particular real world issue was uh, this represents a massive breach of privacy and unauthorized personal data collection, which was done without the consent for a purpose that many would not approve of. And the impact with respect to this was this has violated individual rights to privacy and data protection on in a global manner. And the next one principle we could see is accountability. Accountability means that the AI system which we have developed, there should be a particular person and an individual who is responsible for what the AI systems is the outputs made by the AI systems, and they should be responsible for how the AI systems are developed, deployed, and used, especially when they affect the people's rights or privacy or any democratic process. And some of the key components with respect to accountability is there should be clearer governance structures. We should define the leadership and oversight of for AI initiatives, and there should be defined roles and responsibility. The like as you can see in the stakeholder roles, there should be each and every responsibilities divided to each and every roles of the persons. Like developers are responsible for technical implementations, and organizations are responsible for deployment decisions. Regulators are for compliance and oversights. Users should be even the user should be responsible for how they are using the using and interpreting the AI models, AI tools. And the next one of the component is audit trails and documentation. Every decisions that must be traceable for future review or investigation. Uh, we should do continuous auditing of the how the AI systems behave for each and every prompts or each and every questions which the user is asking, and so that we could make changes according to that. And the last one is remediation process. There should be a clear pathways to fix issues and mitigate any harm if something goes wrong. There should be something like mm, a backup plans or anything for if something happens. And some of the implementation frameworks which I could tell for the accountability purposes, creating AI governance board inside the corporates and documenting how the AI makes the decision making process so that it is clear to the user, and implementing the real-time monitoring systems for any ongoing risk, and building feedback channels for the user input so that users can give feedback on any issues that they are facing when they are using the AI systems, and conducting regular compliance reviews which can be used to prevent or detect any kind of violations in the AI systems. And one of the real world violation with respect to accountability was happened for Facebook Cambridge Analytica, and Facebook had allowed some of the parties to access the user data, which was then used to manipulate voter behavior, uh, which had influenced the voters' behavior. And the violations with respect to this particular one was that there was no safeguards or oversight mechanism in place, which had led accountability issues. And one of the impact with respect to this caused a major breach of trust trust, global regulatory backlash, and some of the long-lasting damages to the Facebook's reputation. And the next one is transparency. This actually tells about uh, the AI system should be made in a way that they are open and understandable and with clear communication and about their capabilities, limitations, and decision-making process, which tells that the AI systems actually uh, should be access give clear idea about why they made that particular prediction or how they made it and all. And some of the key elements with respect to this are explainable AI techniques, which we will be going to cover in our next coming next hours, and the which tells about some of the tools or and models which provide insight into how AI arrives at a particular decision. And next one is clear documentation. We should do clear documentation in such a way that how the AI model works and how it can make a particular decision. And the next one is open communication policies. Companies must disclose how AI is used and the data it trained on and the risk it poses. And the last one is user-friendly explanation. The explanation should be designed for any kind of person from any kind of background. It should be understandable to any technical or non-technical users on, and it should be in simple language. And we could use visual uh, effects or something like that for better understanding of the decision making things, explainability things. And one of the real world violation with respect to transparency was TikTok's algorithm in 2020. The TikTok's content recommendation engine gained a massive influence without the users knowing how it has worked. Like they do have a content recommendation system. Like they used to recommend several separate videos to each and every users, and there was no clarity that how they are doing that recommendation, and it has made a violation in such a way that user had no insight or control over how the content was ranked or recommended, which has created concerns about manipulation, misinformation, and even censorship. The impact with respect to this particular issue was which this has led to global concerns around democratic integrity, mental health effects, and unchecked power of algorithm influences. And let's move to the last one, which is human centric, which tells that the AI system should enhance, not to replace the human judgments, and it must be designed with human values, dignity, and well-being at its core. It should ensure that the AI serves people, not the other way around, which tells that the AI systems should be enhancing the performance of the human beings and not to uh, do any harms to the human beings or not to destroy do any dignity issues or anything like that. And some of the benefits with respect to the human-centric AI is enhanced user trust and adoption. When the people feels that AI respects and prioritizes their needs, they are more likely to engage with and rely on it. And next one is better alignment with human values. Human centricity actually ensures that the systems are designed with empathy, justice, and fairness. Reduce the risk of unintended consequences. If the focus on people helps to anticipate ethical pitfalls and social backlash and misuse. And the next one is improved system performance through human sites. As I told before, by introducing the human into the loop, uh, we could improve the performance of the AI models in such a way that the AI systems are uh, doing or generating the outputs in a more ethical, or the correct outputs are made for each and everything, and greater social acceptance with which the society is more likely to support or regulate AI systems that supports any societal well-being and sustainable AI development. The human-centric AI actually avoids short-term profit, motivates and enables responsible long-term innovations. They are going to, which going to give importance to the development of AI systems rather than giving importance to the short-term profits. And one of the real-world violation with respect to the human-centric was YouTube's algorithm and radicalization. The YouTube's recommendation system was found to amplify or polarizing and extreme content to increase watch time and the user engagement. This often led to the users being nudged into echo chambers of misinformation and harmful ideologies. And the violation with respect to this particular example was the algorithm has prioritized engagement metrics over user well-being, and they were more focusing on the profits or anything which can be gained from the AI which they were using, and rather than focusing on user well-being. And the impact with respect to that, it has promoted harmful content and undermined mental health issues and public discourse. And these are the seven principles which are responsible for responsible AI things. And once we follow all these things, we could ensure that we are developing a responsible AI things, and we are doing the development in such a manner. And next comes the rules and regulations which governing AI systems. Sorry. Let's first start with some of the Indian rules which are responsible for the AI systems. Uh, let's just start with the Indian IT Act and all. We do have some of the global rules and regulations also. First we can start with some of the rules which are there in India right now. And the first one is we could say Information Technology Act, which is IT Act 2000, which um, actually it addresses to the IT. It addresses to the IT, not directly to the AI systems, but it's we could like clearly say that for the AI Act also, as they are dealing with the information technology and the user data. These are some of the they do have some of sections and everything for which can be get punishable offenses, something like section 43A, which is for the data protection failures, and section 66F for cyber terrorism, something like that. They do have several other sections also which tells about any kind of other data security, or any data misuse or online harms or anything like that. And there are some other rules and regulations which are being developed right now. Some of them are Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which this act regulates the processing of personal data by the AI systems, and by mandating the user consent, purpose limitation, and data minimization. Thereby, it ensures that the AI tools handle the personal data in a clear and transparent manner. The other one is NITI Ayog. They have developed a framework titled Responsible AI for All, which promotes inclusive, accountable, and ethical AI systems with an emphasis on AI solutions for social sectors like agriculture, education, and healthcare. And next one is Bureau of Indian Standards. This is one of BS is actually one of the developing AI related standards aligning with international practices to ensure safety, interoperability, and quality assurance of AI technologies deployed in India. So let's go to some of the global AI regulations with respect to global AI regulatory systems. The first one is European AI Act, which is considered as the first AI regulation which was invented. And this is like this particular AI Act actually classifies AI systems based on the risk levels, which is unacceptable, high, limited, and minimal. And according to
ഹലോ
the risk levels, they
ശ്രീഹരി
are
കേസിന്റെ നമ്പർ അല്ലേ ഇത് അതെ സെന്റ് തോമസ് കോളേജിന് വിളിക്കുകയാണ് ഇന്ന് തൊട്ട് ജോയിൻ
hello.
ചെയ്തല്ലോ ശ്രീഹരി ആ ഇന്ന് ആ
Okay,
ഇപ്പൊ
let's
ഞാനൊരു ലിങ്ക് അയക്കാം
continue.
വാട്സപ്പ് നമ്പറിൽ ശ്രീഹരിയുടെ പേഴ്സണൽ നമ്പർ ഉണ്ടോ ആ
Hello. Yeah.
നമ്പറിൽ സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ ചേരാൻ പറയണം പിന്നെ മാം പാരന്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ ചേരണം
Okay. The next
ഈ
one is
ഈ നമ്പറിൽ
OECD
വാട്സപ്പിൽ
AI
ഞാൻ
principles,
മാഡം
which
പാരന്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ
is an
ചേർന്നാൽ മതി
AI
സ്റ്റുഡന്റിനെയാണ് അത്
principle
ചേർക്കരുത്
which adopted by around
സ്റ്റുഡന്റില്
40 countries.
സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് മാത്രം ചേർന്നാൽ മതി ഞാൻ ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇട്ടുതരാം
This particular AI principle was actually adopted by around 40 plus countries, which these principles actually advocate for AI that is innovative and trustworthy by encouraging governments to ensure that AI systems are fair, transparent, secure, and aligned with democratic values and human rights. This is one of the AI systems which actually adopted by around 40, more than 40 countries in the whole AI, in the whole world, and they give idea about how the AI systems should works and everything. And the other one of the other one is by the USA's executive orders and NIST risk management frameworks. Uh, this is something like a framework which they have developed, which ensures that the which tells about the guidelines that help the developers who build the trustworthy, auditable, and bias mitigated AI systems. They do have some sort of guidelines mentioned so that by looking onto that we could develop a clear AI systems. And the one other global regulation is UNESCO's AI ethic frameworks, which is considered as global recommendation promoting any inclusivity, human dignity, or sustainability and ethical impact assessments. And last one is China's algorithm regulation and AI governance system. These the China has introduced some of the strictest rules for algorithm recommendation systems, which requiring algorithm registration, content controls, and mechanisms to prevent addictive or harmful AI-driven behavior, which reflecting a highly centralized and controlled governance models across different jurisdictions. We do have across we do have different AI regulations. If we are developing any AI systems, we should consider all the rules and regulations, whether we are developing in India or suppose we are developing an AI in India, but we are offering that service in Europe, means we should be compliant with the European Act and any other global act, whichever that particular country is following. And these are the rules and regulations compliance to the AI systems. And next topic is the challenges of bias in AI systems. Actually, the biases are the systematic and repeatable errors in the computer system which could create unfair outcomes, or by such as privileging one arbitrary group of users over others, like something we have already seen for the Amazon. They were favoring more on women, like male applicants, rather than going for women due to the bias in the training data. And some of the sources of the bias is data collection bias, which tells that when we are collecting the training data, represent uh, we should collect the data in such a way that we are representing the whole domains or whole peoples in the world. Uh, One example we could see is, like, we could say the facial recommendation system, recognition system, uh, that trained mostly on lighter skin tones perform poorly on darker skins. In this scenario, we should include both lighter skins and darker skins, both the skin tone facial images in our data sets. And the other one is algorithmic bias. Algorithms make a biased decision due to flawed or feature selection or weighting or optimization goals. Like one of the example I could say is like prioritizing the click-through rates may lead to recommending polarizing or sensational contents to the users. That's but one particular issue with respect to the algorithmic bias. And the last one is human bias. Human bias is nothing but like the issues which happened due to the human intervention, like the developers or data scientists or from the users. And some of the impacts of this bias are like unfair outcomes, which tells like there will be some unfair uh, issue, like the results generated with respect to any issues of data or algorithm or human issues. Uh, that is one of the impact with respect to the bias issues, and the other one is ethical and legal concerns, and which if there is any biases recognized in the system which can uh, invoke any kind of legal concerns with respect to the rules and regulation which we have already discussed previously. And the next one is reduced trust. Once AI system is going to give incorrect outputs, people are going to distrust the AI systems and they won't be using the system more. And last one is reinforcement of societal biases, which tells like the AI system may not just reflect but amplify the existing inequalities and creates feedback loops that could worsen the disparities over time. And that's all for the challenges of bias. And uh, the next is challenges of privacy in AI systems. Which tells that AI system often rely on vast amount of data, and much of which can be personal or sensitive, which could create significant challenges for privacy protection. As the as we are dealing with a large amount of data in the AI systems, we should be careful on how we are dealing with, like the data may contain any kind of personal or sensitive information. So we should uh, create correct boundaries and everything for how the data is being handled and everything. And some of the key principles of these privacy challenges. Uh, some of the key privacy challenges are data collection and usage. As I told, we are collecting a large amount of data, so we should collect the data in such a way that there should be user consent and uh, given for whatever the data we are using, and we should use only the data which is really required for us, and unauthorized use of any personal information should be avoided. And the other one is data security and breaches. Uh, as we are having a large and massive data sets, we should uh, introduce the data security into our system so that we could ensure that the data we do have in our hand is secure, and we are away from any breaches which could lead to uh, theft or surveillance or financial any kind of harms to the human beings. The other one we could say is border data flows, which tells that as we are having the AI system offered in different areas in the world, we should ensure that the data transferred between the borders should satisfy the uh, any kind of privacy laws or anything like that. And the next one is inference and re-identifications. Identification. Even any anonymized data can be used to infer any sensitive information. Even though we are removing only the name from the any particular user's data, we there can be a way to match the particular person's data with by looking on to all the data. So we should be careful on dealing with that. And the other one is lack of transparency. Complex models actually make it difficult to understand how the data is being processed and how it is being used. So we should be having an idea for giving the users about how the data is we are using. And the other one is last one is emerging AI technology, as we do have like LLMs and everything being used right now, and they use large amount of data, and they are memorizing those data, and which could lead to leak of any training data, and it can have a several impact in that. And the next one is guardrails. The guardrails are nothing but built-in ethical, legal, or technical boundaries designed to guide AI behaviors and prevent harmful or unintended outcomes. Um, uh, some of you may have seen about the guardrails which they have implemented in the ChatGPT things. If we are asking anything with respect to hacking or any kind of like privacy issues or anything like that, we will be getting, rather than getting a model output, we'll be getting uh, output such a way that I don't have rights to provide information on this. Like if we are asking for any kind of hacking information, we'll be getting output something like I am not having any right to give information about hacking. I am not authorized to do that, and those are one of the guardrails which the OpenAI team has implemented, and which had saved them from the model getting generated for some illegal or unethical decisions. The, the reason why the guardrails are important are which the guardrails can be used to prevent any bias or discriminations, which could the guardrails help to prevent any bias, discrimination, or unsafe decision by establishing clear boundaries. If we are suppose we are asking anything with respect to any particular gender or any particular race or skin tones or anything like that, the AI systems are going to like give a manual output in such a way that I'm not authorized to do that, and also so we could ensure that our AI systems are clear and they are not showing any discrimination or showing any biases against a particular group or any particular persons. And the other one is protect privacy and rights. They these tells about they safeguard user privacy, rights and autonomy by ensuring the AI systems respect individual freedoms and data protection principles. By restricting any particular person's information through the guardrails, we ensure that the AI systems are not uh, going and giving any idea about any particular persons and everything. By following these guardrails, we are ensuring that the AI system which we have developed are compliance to the legal frameworks which are the like GDPR or European Act or Indian IT Act or anything like that. And by um, introducing by using the guardrails, we are giving more trust to the particular users who are going to access it by the AI systems is not any not giving any sensitive domains or not giving any sensitive answers like anything related to any healthcare data or finance or education through the transparent and reliable operations. And we do have several type of guardrails, data guardrails, model guardrails, policy or process guardrails, operational guardrails, and deployment guardrails. The data guardrails actually focuses more on the input data the data collection, processing, and its usage, which is the goal of this data guardrails is for ensuring the fairness, privacy, and legality of the things. One of the real world use case we do have is Apple actually anonymizes the user's data by using differential privacy to prevent identification of that particular user. The other one is model guardrails. These are some of the techniques applied directly to the AI model during the training, validation, or inference to ensure that it behaves as unintended. And the goal of this is particularly is to ensure the robustness, explainability, and safety. One of the real world use cases, the Google uses fairness metrics like demographic parity or anything like that in their machine learning fairness toolkit. And the other one is policy or policy and process guardrails. These are some of organizational, legal, and procedural controls that governs how the AI built and used, and they ensures that the continuous safety and reliability of the AI systems. This is one of the AI assessment which I've told earlier. Microsoft actually requires every AI products of their every AI products which they have developed to go through an AI ethics impact assessments. And once a assessment is passed, then only they are going to do the deployment of that AI systems. And the next one is operational guardrails. Actually, they are focusing on ongoing operation and monitoring of the AI systems in real time to detect any kind of issues which are happening in the AI systems. Which actually the goal is to safe and ethical real world use of the AI systems. And one of the real world use case is Amazon recognition actually requires a human confirmation for high risk facial matches. And the last one is deployment guardrails. These are guardrails which involve safeguards around where, and how AI systems are deployed, often tied to any sensitive environments. The main goal is for the organizational accountability, and the real world use case for the deployment guardrails are OpenAI actually disables the use of GPT in law enforcement, surveillance, or any kind of autonomous weapons. And that's one for guardrails. We could go and start with the next explain trustworthy AI topic. AI models are classified into two black box models or explainable AI models, and the other one is white box models, or we could say clearly say that interpretable AI models, which tells about how the AI systems works and how we can identify the predictions and everything from the AI systems. The interpretable AI or white box models is nothing but uh, by looking into the model itself, we could clearly understand how the AI model works and how why a particular output has been made or why that particular decision has been made and everything. Uh, like uh, uh, like in a I could say an example for the interpretive model is a decision trees or logical logistic regressions or any kind of rule-based systems. If we are using any kind of decision trees, by looking into that decision tree itself, we could clearly understand uh, why that particular model has made the prediction and everything by looking onto the tree branches and everything. Some of the key characteristics of this interpretable AI things are transparency is the first one, which tells about clear view of how input features influence outputs. The next one is simplicity. The models which are comes under the interpretable AI are much simpler models, which is like decision trees or linear regression or any rule-based systems. Human understandable logic. The AI interpretable AI models are like by looking into the decision trees and everything, we can clearly understand the AI models and like how the decisions are made by looking onto the logic itself. We don't have to do any kind of complex thinking and everything. And one of the use case for the interpretable AI things is the credit scoring. For a credit scoring system, we use a decision tree, and by looking onto the decision tree, we can clearly understand why a particular loan is approved or denied uh, by helping customers and regulators understand the rationale. That's all for the interpretable AI part, and explainable AI things is often called as black box models. These are some of the AI systems which is not so transparent by default, and by looking onto the models, as we cannot understand how why that particular AI model has made some predictions and everything. But we do have several tools and frameworks which can be used for understanding why the AI system has made any kind of outputs and anything. And I'll be covering like two tools which can be used for the explainable AI things, uh, which is Lime and Sharp. I will going to cover that. And one of the main things why explainable AI is important is it can be used for building the trust. Users who are going to use the AI systems are going to when they are going to understand why the particular model has made that prediction and why it gave the outcome, they are going to build the AI system more, and that's going to do the like trust the AI systems more. It ensures a fairness by identifying mitigating biases to ensure like equitable outcomes. Like by clearly saying why the model has predicted these things, it has going to clear idea about everything that AI is going to predict. So it's going to ensure the fairness and debugging the models. By looking onto the results of the AI models, we are able to understand why that particular AI model has made that prediction and why uh, uh, and we are able to identify is there any issues with respect to the AI prediction outcome and everything, so that we could do the debugging, or we could do the training further on any kind of data set, so that we could ensure that the AI model which we are deploying are much better than any, like in our previous version. And it's also going to give yeah, compliance with respect to the regulatory, as we are ensuring the prediction things and everything. We are going to be compliant with the legal requirements for for the part of transparency in any critical applications, or something like medical critical applications, or like any live autopilot driving cars or anything like that. And let's started with some of the tools which can be used for the explainable AI things. First, I will be starting with the LIME, local interpretable model agnostic explanations. LIME actually explains the predictions of any black box machine learning models by approximating it locally with an interpretable model, which means that in line part, what the particular when a particular model has made a prediction for a particular input data, what it's going to do is it's going to do a slight changes in the original input data, and it's going to observe the output changes with respect to that particular black box model which we have. And by looking onto that, it's going to fit a linear model locally with the data, and like with the weights, and any kind of like hyperparameters which is dependent on the machine learning models. That's what the steps in which I've told. First, they are going to put up the input features, which means they are going to generate a new samples by slightly changing the original input data. Then they are going to observe the output changes with the output changes. Like what they are going to do is they are going to get the prediction for these perturbed samples from the black box model, and with these data they are going to fit a linear model, and they are going to train a simple interpretable model, and which can be used to make any kind of predictions. And based on this linear model, they will be giving clear rules, how they are going to make the decisions for any kind of data. Actually, I do have a notebook prepared for this line. I'll be showing at the last uh, uh, of this session, so that the hands-on can be done at a single step itself. Like I do have for line, sharp, guardrails, and everything. And some of the key characteristics with respect to Lime is uh, these this actually they are going to do it at the local, which means they are going to explain the prediction for an individual data, not for the entire model. And and next one is next characteristic which I could say is like this line can be used for can be applied for any machine learning models, and it can be used for any machine learning models, and it is interpretable. One of the characteristics is interpretable, which says that the they use a simple models so that they are easy to understand. And one of the example of which can be used for Lime is image classification of cat versus dog, and it predicts cat for an image. What the Lime is going to do that is they are going to create altered versions by turning the pixels gray or black, by highlighting super pixels that which contributed to cat, and they are going to make predictions on that by locally fitting a linear model to that. And that's all for the Lime. And the next one is sharp. If you have heard about the Shapley game theory, which tells about how and each and every game players contributing to the winning of the game. Like that, they have created this Shapley additive explanation theory. They are going to tell in such a way that how each and every features in the input data is contributing to the output. I can clearly tell that in this house price prediction example. In a particular scenario, model has predicted the house price as $3 lakh for a house, and I will be giving idea about how it got predicted. The average house price is around 2,50,000, and by looking on to the features of the house, which is square foot, number of bedrooms, or distance from the city center, which all have the impact on how the AI, like the model has predicting the price of the house. As the square foot is a bit higher, they are going to add $35,000 to that. And as the number of bedrooms is higher, they are going to add 20,000 to that. And as the distance from the city center is bit high, they are going to reduce $5,000 from that. So, if you are adding 2,50,000 along with 35,000 and 20,000 and reducing 5,000 from that, we'll be getting the final prediction as 3 lakh, which is the house price that particular model has done prediction. Apart from the line, SHAP can be used for the entire data set rather than going for the individual data. That's why it can be used for global and local interpretability. That's what it mentioned in the key characteristics. And as line, this SHAP also can be used for any kind of machine learning models, and that it's called as model agnostic. The next one is consistent and fair, based on solid theoretical foundation. Uh, uh, they are actually predicting uh, these particular feature amounts and everything by using the mathematical formula for game Shapley additive theory. The results are more consistent and fair. And the other one thing we could see like additive feature attribution. Some of the SHAP values, which is like in the example square foot, number of bedrooms, and distance like 35, 20, and 5. That is a SHAP values which is given. Some of the SHAP value equal to the prediction minus the baseline value, which is 2,50,000 minus like 3 lakh minus 2,50,000. That's what the additive feature. And we do have a clear mathematical formula for finding the SHAP values. And with respect to how the steps involved in the SHAP, first they are going to find a feature contribution of each features by using the calculation formula, and then they will be assigning a Shapley value to the each and every features in that, and then they are going to do the prediction with respect to that Shapley values. And that's one for the SHAP. I do this one particular table which gives an comparison about how Lime and SHAP works, like what is the difference between those. And if you just look at it, like basically Lime is used for local linear model approximation. Like it can be applied for uh, like individual data sets, like input data, and SHAP can be used for any like global and individual data. And SHAP is basically with respect to the gaming theory based on the Shapley values, and Lime is with respect to the linear model which we have approximated with the perturbed values. And both the models are agnostic, like it can be applied to most of the machine learning models. And with respect to the speed, Lime is much faster than Sharp, as we are doing the interpretations locally rather than going for global calculations and everything. It's doing the in like predictions locally by using the model. But in Sharp, it's a bit lower when comparing with the Lime, and as it's especially having the exact values of Shapley values and everything. With respect to the stability of the input data, like they are sensitive to the like Lime is sensitive to perturbation, which is small changes in the data. There may be changes, huge changes in the stability, like the model output, which is given by the Lime. But in case of Sharp, they are more stable because they are doing some theoretical calculations and everything. With respect to the interpretability, Lime is simple but and easy to understand. Like the explainable things made by the Lime is simple and easy to understand. But in case of Sharp, they give more idea, like deeper idea about how the models and predicts and how they make any kind of predictions and everything. With respect to the global explanation, which is whether it can be used for the global data or individual data, like Lime is actually limited to that. Lime is mainly concentrating on the individual data rather than going for the whole data sets. But SAP can be used for giving insights about the global data, or by also can be used for local explanations. Based on our particular requirement, we could choose we should go for Lime or Sharp. Like if you are need any faster replies, we could go for Lime, and if you are need only details about one particular input data, we could go for Lime. That will be the better. And if you are going for whole model explainability things, we can go for the Sharp things. And that's one for Lime and Sharp, one of the two tools which are available for interpretable or explainability things. And we do have some more other tools and for which can be used for an interpretability purpose. Uh, uh, these are some of the libraries which I've already explained, Sharp and Line libraries. There we do have several other frameworks defined by several corporates like Microsoft and IBM, and Google, and everything. The one framework which created by Interpret ML, which is defined by Microsoft for the interpretable techniques, and AAX 360, which is created by IBM for it's actually a tool or software framework which do the explainability algorithms and everything. And with respect to some of the interactive tools which have user interface and everything. We do have What If tool, which is developed by Google, which clearly gives about visual idea about how the machine learning models are exploring, and we don't have to use any kind of no codes in this. Like it's just like a drag and drop and everything. There's another Orange data mining tool, which can be, it's one of the user-friendly visual programming platform for machine learning and data analysis. This is also drag and drop and interactive. I do have an example for this Orange data mining tool. I will be showing, if time permits, I will be showing that also. uh, in that I have prepared a decision tree things. We could clearly uh, see the decision tree made by the machine learning model, and it have the feature values and everything. We could clearly get those things, and that's all. That's for the some more tools for the interpretability things. And coming to some case studies for interpretability. Here I am actually going to give idea about healthcare and finance sectors, and Yeah, like I have included actually four sectors for this, which could which can be considered as some of the critical areas or domains for the AI systems should be making clear and like clear outputs and the correct outputs. The first one is healthcare sector for medical diagnosis and patient risk prediction. The interpretable AI should be available to the any like doctors or clinicians or to understand why a model has done a particular prediction of certain disease or patient's risk level or anything like that. The key benefits with respect to that is like these explainability things can be used to validate the predictions with the help of a medical person, like medical knowledge of a person, and it can build trust in AI assisted diagnosis systems and discover new medical insights like looking into the X-rays or MRIs or anything. We could clearly say what are the other possible risk for this particular persons or what is the current state of this particular person. Some of the example features for this are like age, blood pressure, lab results, or medical history. It's actually critical for the safety of the particular patients, like ra- uh, rather than the AI model just predict uh, systems. We are getting a clear idea of, like why that the particular prediction has been done, and we are getting an idea of that. And the next sector is finance sector, which tells about the credit scoring and fraud detection. If there is we are having the interpretability things in that, we are clearly able to see that why a particular person has rejected or approved the particular loan, or any suppose any particular user is having an account with a bank, and they are receiving a request for the payment in some other structures, or like in other areas where the user not used to spend the amount. And if you are getting the request at the midnight or from these things, there can be a possible chances for the fraud detection. And uh, with respect to these finance things, we could to give the benefits in the area of regulatory compliances like GDPR or any kind of European or Indian or any global acts. And the other one of the key benefit is transparent decision explanations, which will be common in any interpretability things, because the decisions made by the credit scoring or fraud detection systems are like we are clear about why that particular decision has been made and all. And it also improves the customer trust and satisfaction, uh, which could uh, give importance, like give progress for the AI system that we are using. If the AI system which we have developed is predicting the decisions or giving the outcomes clearly, which can uh, give market expansion to that particular AI system to other banks or other financial things also. And some one of the example scenario is like the loan application which I've told just now. If the loan application is denied, we could clearly see why it got denied, and it may be due to low credit score or high debt ratio or insufficient income or something like that. This is actually required by the law in many of the countries. Like there should be explainability for these things as they are dealing with like uh, critical things like finance details of a particular person. And some of the other case studies are autonomous vehicles, which is nothing but the autopilot mode and everything. Like by understanding why an autonomous uh, vehicle make any specific decisions like braking or turning right or turning left and everything, which are critical for the safety and liability of the particular user who is there in the car. And some of the key applications are the safety and validation and testing, accident investigation and liability, system debugging and improvement. And some of the decision factors in these autonomous vehicles are the camera inputs, the lidar data, speed sensors, and GPS locations. This is one of the critical safety aspect, as there may be people in the car and we are dealing with the life of a particular person. And the next and last case study for this is recruitment and HR systems, which we have been seeing for a long time. Uh, by avoiding any biases in hiring systems, or rather than looking on to any kind of other personal things like gender, age, or race, the AI system should be focusing on skills and experience of that particular person. The interpretable AI models show which can attributes influence hiring decisions. They should be rather if the particular AI's recruitment tools shows that they are made this shortlisting based on gender or age or anything like that. Uh, that should be rectified by correcting and the proper training and all. The some of the key benefits with respect to that ensure the fair and unbiased hiring, and it comply with employment regulations, and it improve diversity and inclusion things. And the next part is some of the future trends which could come in the coming sectors, like some of the future AI things may can come are explainability in deep learning things. Rather than explaining each feature, we could there can be an explainable things like a feature, each feature attribution, attention visualization, layer wise relevance, propagation, and everything. As the deep learning models are black box models, once we get layer wise details about how each layers acts and how what each layers do, there can be an innovation for explaining the deep learning models, something like that. And human AI collaboration designing, there can be a design in AI systems uh, that effectively support or collaborate with humans by leveraging the strength of both. Like there can be a interactive, explainable AI interfaces or anything like that, human in the loop systems or something like that. And there can be a governance frameworks which can establishment of any comprehensive policies or standards and regulations for ethical AI development and deployment of those. And it can be like a global or any sector wise, like healthcare or finance or something like that. And the other one I could think is open source regulation compliance toolkit. It supports organization in meeting legal and ethical obligations, and which tells about some of the examples are like bias detection, mitigation tools, and privacy preserving machine learning libraries, and etc. And then comes to the summary of what we have discussed. We have discussed about responsible AI things at the first, which covered the seven uh, principles like fairness, accountability, transparency, privacy and safety, security, and inclusiveness, and human centric. And then we have covered about legal framework with respect to responsible AI things or AI systems, like governing legal regulations and all. Then we have covered about the explainable AI tools and techniques which can be used, which we have covered about the tools like Lime and Sharp, and we have told about some other Orange, What If, all those tools, and we have covered about some of the real world scenarios where explainable AI is really important. That's all for the uh, theory part. Actually, I do have some like hands-on sessions, like hands-on notebooks, which can be used for the explainable AI and the guardrails things. I can reshare the screen. Just give me a minute.
Thank you, Mr.
I,
Srirak. Hello.
yeah, hello.
Ah, Thank you, Mr. Srirak, for delivering such an insightful session on responsible AI. On behalf of the organizing team and all the participants, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for your time and effort in sharing your expertise with us. As a token of appreciation, we are delighted to present you with a virtual memento. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Dear participants, we kindly request you to fill out the feedback form, which will be shared in the chat box.